The more I dive into the character of God, the more I'm part of a deep Christian fellowship,
the more I open my eyes to what he does in the unnoticed places, the more I fall desperately in love with Jesus. But here's a thought for you in regards to this day we call Easter. I recently came downstairs and found my sister watching this thing on TV where this woman had basically lost it. She'd gone mentally insane because her son had been killed on his birthday in a car wreck, and there was nothing she could do to save him. I suddenly found myself wondering what God the Father must have felt, watching hopelessly as his son died. But wait, God wasn't watching hopelessly as his son died. As a matter of fact, God could have easily saved his son from that fate without even a second thought.
but he didn't.
For some crazy reason, God let his son die. Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. My God, why have you forsaken me? Apparently, this was part of his plan.
Why would he do this?
This Jesus, whom God himself brought me to fall in love with.
He rejected his own son and placed him under this suffering.
All of a sudden, I realized I'd been blaming God for Jesus' death.
But I was actually the one responsible.
God would go to any length to have me with him forever.
Despite this, I deliberately sinned and cut myself off from him. So, God decided to sacrifice his very own perfect son.
Because I was the fool who sinned. I was the one who messed up.
Do you realize who Jesus is? Do you realize who I am? This is not okay. You killed the one I love.
But then the question came to mind, why did I even fall in love with Jesus in the first place?
Without the cross, I never would have been free of my sin.
I never would have known the lengths he would go to save me. I would never have fallen in love with him.
This is the power of the cross.
Though, I may be saved, but I would have to live forever knowing that I was the reason that Jesus died.
But then, God did something even crazier.
This Jesus, who was dead, God raised him to life.
Jesus had to die for my sake, and somehow God still saved both of us.
Talk about the most amazing thing that ever happened in human history. And then he put me in this crazy body of believers called the bride, and how we await our marriage to the groom, Jesus. This Jesus, whom I love, I get to be with him forever. Literally forever. And now that I'm in love with him, that sin that I committed that drove him to die for me, well, trust me, that's really good motivation to avoid sin to every degree that I can.